Chat, here we go. CRR versus LuiisP, the Spain rematch. We had the players from Spain play not long ago after CRR had been playing really, really well to see just how good he could be against definitely at the time the best Spanish player in LuiisP, the Spanish 1v1 player. And LuiisP, man, he had the serious edge in that one. He was playing really, really well and rolled into a 3-0 win. Being said, he hasn't looked as unstoppable today, and CRR, based on chat sentiments, has been playing a good day from what I can tell. There's only so much you can know just by looking at what people have been saying. But we've got a rematch. I think this one might end up being a little bit closer. We are in the high end of the Swiss. What I mean by that is that these guys are 2-1. Winner of this game will qualify for the bracket. Loser will have to play at least one more match to try and qualify. Nugget is playing Dead Monster. Is that right, Eros? It was Dead Monster, right? Or a couple different people actually knocked Nugget out, because he was in 2 different qualifying games for FeerFest 2. LuiisP, his air dribble falling a little bit short of the net. CRR long shot for a second. You can't vote with channel points, but I see that you have a little orb next to your name that suggests that you did vote with channel points. Interesting. I'm getting some hints both ways. CRR flying back to his back wall. LuiisP has been wanting to take to the skies at every moment. We started the day off watching LuiisP. It was LuiisP against Clears. I do believe we saw LuiisP win in that one. Did we not, chat? I tell you what, everything starts to blend together with how many things are going on at the same time. Thank you to, I believe, It's Baby Jesus, who just is with the raid, who covered the first 3 rounds. I think someone else will also have to stop streaming now after a couple different matchups have become unavailable as the Swiss figures itself out. So I can't remember exactly who that was, but thanks to them as well if they've stopped streaming. Or maybe they've hopped in with somebody else, which I'm totally cool with. Luis, well to air dribble. He is back in the wagon wheel bubbles. We saw him go away from those in game 5 of his last matchup after they lost him a couple games. He looked really solid in the Fennec. But now he is back in the wagon wheels bubble boost. It is Bass. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you, Bass, for the coverage. CRR, a flick for 3rd. CRR had a time on the channel where he looked truly unstoppable. I mean, lots of these top players have those moments, have these periods of time where they're playing their best ones. Every once in a while, you know, a crack of the armor comes back and they may drop a game. CRR was on something like a 6 series run, but LuiisP was the one guy who was able to keep CRR down. CRR, little soft touch to try and control the play, but didn't prevent Luis from taking the long shot. I was chatting with these guys in Spanish, since this is a Spanish matchup. I said hola to them when they joined the lobby, as well as listo ? Which basically means I'm fluent, because I think that's the only things I really need to ask them. In fact, I could have even asked them what color they wanted, probably. So, I basically am fluent. That's some bueno español, exactly. Exactly. Luis, the ground dribble, trying to cut it across the net. A little bit too close to CRR to really be able to get anything crazy from it. Air dribble bump. Hey, Luis is going for it. I do remember earlier in the day when Luis was playing Clears, he did not want to air dribble bump for whatever reason. He never fell through the ball and tried to get a bump. But Apparently that has changed over the past couple rounds. He is now willing to try and take that defender out like he did with CRR. CRR trying to let this fall down to the ground. Both these guys playing chicken, trying to decide which one of them is going to go challenge for the ball first. Eventually, LuiisP succeeds. He's able to tap it away and earn himself some control, but it's going to cost him all his boost just to kill this to the side wall. And now CRR, what was he thinking with that slam to the back wall? Almost leaving himself exposed for the counter, but we're playing some pinball right now. This ball is refusing to slow down, but finally CRR does slow it down on the dribble. Flip reset. Great recovery in the net to make sure that his mistake of tapping it too high does not get him scored on. CRR, delayed flick. Great play by CRR. LuiisP in the shadow. Used up a little bit of boost, so he took a little trip to the 100 to make sure that boost would get refreshed. But maybe that little trip was enough to be out of position and not be able to save CRR's shot. LuiisP completely ignoring the diagonal kickoff. And it has worked out well for him. And now we've got 100 boosts and a shot opportunity. Luis flick to the near post, top corner. CRR is able to save it. And challenge fast enough to make Luis miss the continuation. 20 seconds, a demo. CRR not going to be able to turn around and take a shot, so instead he'll put it into his back corner. Kill a ton of time. Luis re-jumping it. He really has no choice but to try and get some kind of magical pinch in the corner to the net. And it's not going to happen for him, although this could get tapped in. No, CRR will pop it. So CRR, he was unable to take a game when they played last, but he will take game number 1 in this round 4 of the EU Swamp Swiss. Game number 2. Can CRR keep it up? Will LuiisP be able to tie? He's going to get the first possession. Ball to air dribble. It's a challenge from CRR, falling from the ceiling. And able to kill it with the 50 into the corner. Sometimes it's hard to prevent continuation shot attempts from a tough 50 like that, but he did perfect, and then was able to drop it to himself for a little chip and a long shot. LuiisP, ball to air dribble. Not going to happen this time. CRR intercepts it, but LuiisP might have the boost. Yeah, he will. To bring it all the way to the net. Not a bad idea from CRR. Interesting decision to use his flip. I think he probably was better off just falling to the ground, but it's hard not to want to do something while you sit and wait to return your wheels to the ground and try and recover. The good news is, probably didn't matter either way. But his flip does just keep him in the air slightly longer. CRR, nice flick. Kick off control. Eventually turned in for a goal. Either one of these guys had tons of boost, and Luis, oh wow, matrix that ball. Watching it on the replay, that backflip. Very, very close to touching it. Delayed kickout from LuiisP. Bumped off the play by CRR to prevent it from being an advantage for Luis. I would say now it's advantage CRR. Ooh, unable to get the 50. CRR trying to turn around the ball. And 50 or challenge it back into the orange half. And Luis uses his 20 boost and his opportunity to strike long shot in a tie game. The CRR take a wall to air dribble. Known him to have some seriously mechanical plays. This one bounces off the ceiling and he just gets the flip reset too high. Luis will get a third. I think we saw CRR do the same thing earlier. He was just able to recover well enough to prevent the counter, but he has got to be careful with tapping those air dribble flip reset plays onto the backboard. They're just fodder for counterattacks. Luis trying to get a control touch into the corner and ended up touching too soft, but gets back before CRR can snipe past him. LuiisP is a great flip reset. Oh, he tried to cash in on the fake. He set it up so well. He must have thought CRR for sure is going to pre-jump this. And instead, I'll just low 50 on a fake, but CRR covers everything. CRR side flip, pops it above Luis, and a 3-3 tied game. Three minutes. We're tied 3-3. CRR faking that flick with that first pop, hoping to squeeze it just inside the post in the bottom right. Luis, late recovery. Could only get underneath the ball. He couldn't get behind it. But he just wanted to help guide it anywhere but the net. Wow. That seemed like maybe an opportunity for a power shot that Luis couldn't get to, but instead, CRR going to play the low dribble, and Luis saved it well to have it pop directly back towards the blue net, but recovery from CRR. The physical play to keep Luis from getting an easy goal. Luis ahead of the ball, not going to be able to bump CRR. CRR should easily have this counter. He's going to get the refresh of 100 boost to make sure the shot is strong, even though he probably didn't even need it. Luis, not the best dribble setup. Found himself on the wrong side of the ball, where the only kind of touch he could make would be just to take it away from the net. So not really much choice but to try and bump, or just completely give up on offense. Start thinking, how do I prevent a counterattack? LuiisP, bump of CRR into his own net, and should be able to tie it up. LuiisP, wave dash kickoff. Did not get a good enough challenge at the start. Gets away with it. He is able to gain control, almost able to tap it past CRR, but CRR should be able to get possession and his own back corner boost. Well, maybe I take back that possession part. LuiisP able to gain control, once again trying to chase CRR off the ball. Now he's done so and kept CRR starves. He's gonna have to get the 100 on the respawn, but it might be too little too late. Saved by CRR. Luis looking to just tap it out of the path of CRR, but what he forgot was that he was also in the path of CRR. Taken off the map. This seems like an opportunity for a wall to air dribble. CRR not going to take it. Actually was not the best of rolls up the sidewall either. Could have been better. CRR deep in the corner. One of the only ways to find a goal from those spots is a nice demo, but used up all his boost to get it. So we'll have a quick shot. So LuiisP respawns, takes control. Very crucial goal coming up here. Next person to score. Might not be the last goal of the game, but it will definitely be a controlling position for the final moments. Kind of time left on the clock. You can definitely play that to your advantage. Luis able to find anything from this close corner touch, but now he's got an air dribble. The flip reset will likely bring it to net, and it will give him a fifth. LuiisP puts himself up 5-4. CRR only had 14 boost. He was going to have a tough time getting as high as he needed to, as quick as he needed to, for that shot that LuiisP just put on. He is looking for a tie game, or a tied series, I should say, but a game lead. And a direct kickoff goal is wide of the post. CRR should be able to clear this, but won't have possession. I think Luis stole that back corner as well. So CRR playing on only pads. He has no choice but to go for an insane challenge like he just did. It's not going to work for him. He's going to go down 2. So barring some magical kickoffs, we should see a tied series 1-1 heading into game number 3. Bear Mace, thank you for the Prime. Very much appreciate it. Brand new Prime. Welcome to Feer Clan. Game number 2 in favor of Luis. Game 3 in the Spanish duel. These are definitely the top 2 Spanish 1v1ers. I wonder if maybe Mark by 8, who I believe is also Spanish, maybe if he gave ones some attention, I'm sure he could be in the realm of top 1v1ers. I'm sure any of the Spanish RLCS players, given enough focus, could join these two. But for now, it's definitely CRR. Luis. Luis with an on-card dribble. CRR is in a pretty tough spot. Not a lot of boost for him. And this flick is just barely saved. Great recovery out of the net, but Luis with the keep away touch to the wall only keeps it away for a moment. CRR back into play, and then he tries to play quick and tap it over the top of Luis. Just a little bit too fast. Cannot get the shot on net. With a bump from Luis. Almost secured him the counter. These two doing a good job of bumping each other whenever it seems like someone's going to have a breakaway. Always fighting that car position, as well as the attention to keeping the ball out of play. Luis cannot get the save. CRR the flick in the first. Zamu and Demensa have played well enough in some show matches and tournaments to make a run at the best. Yeah, that's probably true. For sure. Active. We could just throw on enough qualifiers until eventually we're right. You know, they're the best two Spanish players in this show match right now. There you go. Now we can't be wrong. We don't have to worry about making a terrible statement. Instant kickoff for Luis. CRR at a crucial moment thought Luis was taking this into his back half and thought he could go get the midfield boost, but he was wrong. He flips himself out of the play right at the crucial moment. CRR. Soft tap to the net. Luis trying to save boost to make it clear. Unable to get the boost in his corner, so he'll slam it all the way down to the other side of the field. Certainly have time to get some now. CRR starting the possession all the way on the back line. These two fighting for control. CRR almost came out with it, but didn't have enough boost. I felt like maybe there was going to be a shot attempt there, but his touch off the wall was so soft. And Luis, with the 100 boost pickup, is going to have no trouble at all punishing. 2-1, Luis. CRR shot. I actually was not able to get my YouTube video uploaded in time. I'm probably going to put a YouTube video up in between the two streams today, because I've been on a day streak for like 9 months. I don't necessarily want to stop. Luis, nice catch. Takeaway, has the single jump to avoid the demo the first time, but cannot do it again to avoid the demo on the second attempt from CRR. Fast dribble. Luis challenges early on the respawn. Ball in from the ceiling. He's going to look for a 50. Neutralized this one pretty well. Not well enough to get a score, just really to prevent CRR a takeaway. LuiisP, does he have a long shot here? He's going to look for it. I think that's off the post, or not even the post, but the back wall. Luis 15 this into his back half, waiting for the flip until the moment he was able to pick up the pad to get the extra speed from it. And now he's going to have to play low boost defense. CRR is just going to muscle it through with how much physical play there's been in this series so far. We shouldn't be surprised. Nugget and Devoof, both those guys are top rated. They're not RLCS players. Maybe that's why Diz doesn't know who Nugget and Devoof are. Are they in the upper bracket or lower? I imagine lower. I think Nugget was 0-2 at the start. LuiisP, a possession play back into his corner. And CRR dives all the way in to try and get a 50. Ends up just helping launch the ball for Luis to take the other way. Nugget was like, what, 15th on the leaderboard? Something like that. Oh, I forgot the leaderboard just reset, so it's hard to know. But yeah, Nugget was Probably like in the teens, I think. CRR on the back wall. LuiisP just going to play it slow. This is the beauty of how much offense has advanced. Now you can just score on this shot. You just touch it with your wheels and it just slowly bounces in because of the way these defenders have to prep. Oh, was it Daz? Oh, Daz, when you put 2 Z's, which one do you think we were talking about Diz? But either way. Minute left to go, Luis with the edge. Soft tap to the net. CRR should get possession. These guys will have more than enough boost to make whatever play they want. CRR, the full field flip reset dribble. Just accelerates the shot a little bit too strong. He's going to have a hard time scoring unless LuiisP is recovering late for a flip reset like that. That was just a really, fast-paced flip reset. Not a lot of direction change around the net. So for a defender who's laying in wait like LuiisP was, it's exactly what he hopes to see. Just a strong shot that he can save and push back the other way. How are the games going? They're going well, I think. CRR keeping himself in this one. 20 seconds. Luis doing the best he can with 0 boost, but he could not get back. Can CRR clutch a kickoff here? The final 20. He's not going to change his kickoff much. He's able to save Luis's shot. Needs to be on offense. Luis, the flick, the 6th, and the securing of the game. You have to imagine that Luis will go up 2-1. It'll be a really tough situation for CRR to get to. Best game so far in the tourney. TRK Moxie was really fun. The bracket, the high bracket one we just watched. I don't know how many of the other games. I only really know about my games. I've just seen the score lines of the other ones. LuiisP, 2-1. 2 chances to send himself to bracket play against CRR. Game 4. CRR, I believe, won game number 1. The past 2 have gone to Luis. Just saw CRR use one of the kickoffs so far only Luis had, the complete delay right around the midfield circle. That was a really good double save. But can CRR continue to save? He has sent this one away, and he might even have a counter off the corner. Wow, what a shot. Just like that, CRR will be the first to strike. It seemed like it was going to be LuiisP, but a perfect save, a perfect recovery. 99 km/h long shot. CRR. Dribble from the sidewall. Luis thought about the ceiling challenge, but turned around in time to play it on the ground. CRR, it's said that was a shot. I want to say his first touch was, short of the near post, and then the second one was wide as well. I'm not sure he saved his own shot like the game would have us think. But air dribble, turns for a second. This time he does bump Luis out of the way, which is what he was trying to do on the previous shot attempt as well. Luis, ball to air dribble, gets the flip reset. I actually think he could have just rolled it quick. I mean, CRR went so high, but I think the best shot was to just continue the air dribble and take it as low as possible. CRR was coming all the way from the ceiling right above the net. CRR, the possession play. But he instantly hands it back over. These two passing back and forth to each other. CRR, single jump. Decides not to take the shot because Luis is not turning to challenge. But ultimately, Luis is able to get the save despite a bit of a scary moment coming off the post. CRR. 2-0 lead. Looking to force game 5. Ball to air dribble for Luis again. CRR doesn't want to let it happen. Now has an open field. It'll be a 3-0. Khaled had to drop out, and Khalir's is replacing him. CRR. A long day for these guys so far. Can CRR clutch it out, not have to go to round 5 again? We saw CRR in that 5th round in the closed qualifier. He wants to make his way to bracket play, and I guarantee he doesn't want to have to do it in 5 full matches. All of a sudden, LuiisP cannot find any offense. In fact, that was an opportunity right there. Potentially get a quick kickoff goal. He's unable to connect on it. This should be a first, though. Yes, it will. A while ago, it was always Mo versus Evo every final. Yeah, it was Mo playing when we were only doing North American tournaments. When was there ever a Mo Evo final? I know what you mean. I mean, Mo was good and Evo was good, and they probably played each other a few times. But I'm trying to remember the tournament in which Mo and Evo played in a final. And I'm not sure there was one. CRR save. Still with a 4-1 lead, though. LuiisP up early. Maybe to try and prevent CRR from taking that away, but CRR wasn't really challenging. CRR now at 0 boost, doing his best to create a midfield. Tried to pop it past Luis. If he could get it over the top of him, he would have bought himself some time, but now he's in trouble. Luis, the air dribble, the bump, the second. As he starts to work his way back. But it wasn't a tourney, just the 1v1. Okay, yeah, but you said final, which is what confused me. But I agree. Mo and Evo used to play a lot. Both those two. Some low-speed fakes. Neither of them had boost. And we're driving back and forth there for a second. Could have gotten stuck in an infinite loop, but luckily, one of them made a move. LuiisP possession into his corner. Gonna be able to pick up his 100. Now he's taken to the air. Early flip reset. Not going to use it. Uses it for a single jump. And CRR misses. I mean, this is the way that most of these aerial plays have been going in now. Is not actually ever using the flip reset. And instead, just threatening it. So the defender has to sit and wait. And then before they know it, they can't make a save. Yo, Hootie! Thank you for the raid, man. Welcome, Hootie Raiders. Appreciate the 122 viewer raid. Hope you had a good stream. Thanks for helping me cover. We did invite AMs. We invited most top players. So if players didn't play, it's probably because they didn't want to. Nice 50. That boy LuiisP went crazy. Yo, you had an upper brackets game, right? Or you had like a winners game, right? I forget who LuiisP was playing. CRR right now is about to force game 5, we think, to get this save against Luis. Has the lead with 30 seconds. Luis pre-jumping what was a very juicy air dribble bounce. He knew CRR was very likely to take it in the air, but CRR did not. Instead, playing it on the ground and ultimately 50ing it on the goal line. So 6-3. Luis could not tap that one away. He played Hyder, who played well. For LuiisP was just insane. Yeah, Hyder's been playing well today. He is one of the top ones players you see on the leaderboard, but not normally, like top 10. But I feel like he's been playing really solid because he was 2-1, which is hard to do in an event like this. Everybody else who is 2-1, definitely be considered one of the best 1v1 players that are out there right now. Luis, double flip reset. CRR was our first ever to get 2 triple flip resets in a match. In a game, not even just a match. It was both in the same game. Game number 5. Luis and CRR. The last time these two played, it was a clean sweep for Luis. Even if CRR unable to take it in this one, he has proven that the tides have turned at least slightly in his favor. Who will score first in the ever crucial Game 5? CRR has seemed to avoid some aerial play situations. Definitely a spot right there that I think Luis probably have gone up into the air. Prefers those aerial plays. Long shot is wide of the net, but the double is there. CRR watching this replay with me. Not sure what he's hoping to see. Luis, ground roll after the kickoff. Able to gain back corner boost, so he should have a decently low CRR in net. Dropped it to the one spot that a no boost defender can save. Oh no, Luis! A big miss. He's gonna hit himself with a savage. So he knows he made a mistake. Thought he was gonna have to get up to tap that away from CRR, but he probably didn't have to race to it as early as he did. CRR taking this to the side wall. This is an opportunity to wall to air dribble that CRR can't resist, despite him preferring the ground game for the most part this series. His air dribble 50 is sent away. A nice save off the back wall. Back out to midfield where Luis just taps it directly on net. Surprisingly, doesn't really create much of a incredible first shot. Just wants to get CRR on the back wall and hopes that he can eventually break him down. This air dribble reset does not succeed. Now he's dropped it perfectly for CRR. He's going to catch and flick. LuiisP able to save it off his post and double it out of danger's way. 1-1 CRR, another setup in the air. Can't resist one like this. Air dribble, flip reset. Cannot wave dash and keep it away from Luis, whose long shot will get him a second. Dazarin, what's up, man? Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Appreciate you helping stream the event. Dazarin will be back for North America later tonight. So you guys hope you haven't gotten your full fill of Dazarin, because there's more to come. Thank you, my man. CRR seems to have had the majority of possession in this Game 5 so far, but he doesn't have the lead because he hasn't been able to break Luis down. Luis chipped to himself. He doesn't have the boost to get up and prevent CRR from tapping it away, though. It undercut CRR, which resulted in some CRR panic. CRR. On-card dribble, air dribble bump. He has brought it out this time. CRR able to get over the top of it. And then flick it past, so it'll be a tie game. Nice defensive stand from CRR. Anytime you're able to handle an air dribble bump, you deserve to be commended, if not only for the reason that you help quiet the people that say air dribble bumps are indefensible. CRR gaining possession in the corner, trying to go low 50. One of the only ways to safely attempt to score from that position. Luis, an air dribble bump of his own. Actually, he was the one who did it last time too. Just CRR was able to dodge it this time. Maybe a bit of a better setup too from Luis. Keeping that very glued to his car. Gets one last touch on it to make sure there is no space for CRR to attack the ball. CRR strong first touch and a slight redirect at the perfect moment. Not an air dribble. It's just a tough shot off the wall, or strong shot off the wall. He's able to continue it right when LuiisP needs to make his decision on where he's going to save. And I'm actually surprised Luis waited so long. It would have been a little bit easier to try and come out and beat CRR after that first strong touch, but an immediate kickoff, and he's regained his lead. Nugget is out. Sag for the Discord, the Feer Discord favorite, Nugget. Luis, his long shot taken away by a bump, and then CRR will backflip and tie it up. CRR fake kickoff. The final moments. He wants to start with possession. He has worked his way into doing so. Luis re-jumping the bounce. Just barely able to stay low enough to cover it. And now CRR. Oh my goodness, Luis. He saved it somehow. And I don't know if there was some spin or if it just hit the perfect spot on the post for it to bounce out instead of in. But LuiisP's not out of danger yet. And CRR, the side flip and a fifth. Wow. LuiisP did a good job of keeping himself alive for a moment. But ultimately, CRR gives himself the lead with a minute left to go. CRR, will he go wall to air dribble? No, he's going to go possession play. Late into the game. I have to agree with this. CRR's wall to air dribbles haven't been consistent enough for him to rely on it late in the game where he has a lead. I don't think it's worth taking the risk, although I don't know if I agree with completely taking it into your own half with this much time. It's really hard to hold on to the ball for that long. That being said, it's a good 50 near his net. Once again, he's not going to take this air dribble. He's only going to come to the ball because Luis makes him to, as he creeps a little bit closer. It's 50. This is good for CRR fans. Although Luis is going to reset with a 100 boost, and now CRR has to trip back to the back corner. Luis, the dribble, the pop, as he side flips. Did he try to wave dash into that? Did he use the single flip or did he land back down? I have to watch again. Oh, I think he just landed back and then popped it over the top of CRR. 5-5, 7 seconds left to go. Are we going to get a last second goal and not even need overtime? Luis is going to get a decent opportunity here. He's got 100 boost, but with that chip, oh no, it's still up. Luis, can he carry it to net? That is not the best of first touches. He's just going to bump CRR to make sure it hits the ground. So overtime, and the next person to score punches their ticket to bracket play and sends the other to the round 5 with one last opportunity to qualify. CRR sees the approaching Luis 50 and absolutely destroys on it. We saw CRR qualify with immaculate 50s like this. He just kills the ball on this Luis challenge, and it doesn't move a single pixel. And then he carries it in. And CRR will be headed to bracket play. LuiisP, one more chance. Who knows who he'll have the next round.